Welcome everybody to another video. This one might be a little bit of a sad video for some of you Nissan idiots out there. The car foolery 240 POSX has got to go because I don't like it at all and it's not that good of a car. Like 240s in general are kind of cool. It does actually drive really nice, so I totally get it. I have no ambitions of having a car like this or a drift car, so I think it's time for it to go in my life. John invited me over. It's this garage, obviously, because that's his piece of shit Nissan in the background. And we're gonna fix a bunch of the small problems with it today, and then post it for sale and see what happens. So, John, how do you feel about the situation?
In my head, it was nicer than this.
Yeah, this is not.
It's not.
We didn't do that great of a job.
No, we didn't. We have a lot of work to do.
We do. So our goals are, number one, it's summer now, so we need to have a radiator fan. Number two, will be decided when we finish the radiator fan. So first things first. What's up?
I said I think I changed my mind. I don't think my cousin should buy this.
Because you don't want to be stuck working on it for the next 5 years of your life. This is the Calsonic fan.
Hey, look at that. Calsonic. Man, GTR guys pay a pretty penny for stuff that says Calsonic on it.
I know.
So, it looks like this fan actually is designed for this radiator, which is pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, no, that fan was there when I got the car. It just wasn't wired to anything.
I didn't know that. I think I remember that.
What's the okay, alright, well that's just, what's the fluid look like?
It looks like it only has water. That's not very cool in color. So, we should...
Put green dye in it to save money. I don't know, this car has a lot of new, brand new small parts on it.
The bones are good. The problem with selling it to someone like Caleb, who should be here soon, this thing
John's cousin.
Yeah.
Right.
Where nothing's really tied down and all the mounts are more or less gone because it's been cut up for an intercooler.
Alright, so how the fuck are you gonna wire this together? This is the part that I don't understand.
Well, it depends on whether you want the Speeduino to control it or if you want it independent of the Speeduino.
I was thinking independent, but what's the easiest way to do it? I feel like the Speeduino's not the easiest way because it's gonna take forever to figure it out. Couldn't we just wire the fan to just turn on when the car's on? I kinda wanna put a real vacuum line on the map.
What's it got now?
It's got a fish tank water line. Aquarium line that apparently during summer when it gets hot it will just crush and then the readings don't work anymore. But that also involves touching the most cobbled together part of the Speeduino though.
Which is the map, which has already been soldered back together.
Exactly. Exactly. I think we can do it though.
Welcome to the Carfoolery Wiring Harness Box.
Oh man. Dude, look at all those fucking relays.
Oh, this is back when Steven thought he needed a relay for every single function in his car.
So Caleb, this is the car that you don't want to buy.
Yeah, I've changed my mind. You probably shouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I've been having second thoughts too.
Perfect. Everyone's on the same page.
Everyone's on the same page.
So that's where the relay's gonna go, huh?
I think so. It's hidden. It's out of the way. No one's gonna notice it.
Now, I believe we're looking for where to get power from. Is that right? Switched power?
Switched power.
I am saying that we should be Nissan sketch lazy and use our fuel pump jumper to source our switch power for the relay, which is gonna look extra.
We can't do that.
We can't do that. That you won't allow it.
Well, it's after the fuse. So it goes to the fuse and then to the relay, so we'll be pulling both the fan and the fuel pump off the same fuse.
But it's just pulling the relay power. The relay uses almost no power.
Well, no, we have to power the fan first. I guess you're right.
Yeah, because we have unlimited constant power where the battery cable is supposed to be. Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
yeah, so we have unlimited constant power. We just need the switch power. Don't touch it. Don't look at it too much.
Falling apart.
Don't look at it too much.
So I think I'm going to take another wire from here to ground both the relay and the fan.
Oh, so the green wire is not just positive for the fuel jump. It's also ground?
Well, these are grounds. So what we did is we see how those two relays move. So this is the ECU relay and this is the fuel pump relay. And both of these were ground switched from the factory. And then we switched it to 12 volt switch because of the Speeduino, outputting 12 volts for fuel pump and ECU. Turns out that's wrong. The speed window is also ground switched, and we didn't have to modify anything in here.
Fuck.
This is one of those things where after we finished Steven's prelude, I woke up at 2 a.m. one morning and went, oh.
We didn't have to do that.
Didn't have to do any of that shit with that stupid car.
Also, I believe this green and brown wire is the wiring for the intake air sensor. Yeah. The GM intake air temperature sensor.
Right.
Which will be thrown away if the person goes back to OEM magic.
So, anyways, we'll pull 12 volts from, I guess, just here. You want to just do that?
That's the constant.
You're the battery magic guy.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the battery magic.
Play with that.
Update number, whatever this is, we have power. Boom. And John is crimping things together. How's that going, John?
Well, I put the... Yeah.
Yeah, you did that wrong.
Yeah, I did. So we're gonna pretend I didn't do that and use electrical tape instead of...
You damn straight we're gonna use electrical tape, baby.
Wait, can we do it? Can we do it right?
Oh, shit! That brings us nicely to this episode's Carfoolery electrical tape moment. So, usually what you do is you would use something like this. This is heat shrink tubing, but it's way too much work. You gotta remember to like set things up ahead of time. It's dumb. It's not in the true spirit of what Carfoolery is really all about. See, electrical tape, what that ends up doing is it shows everyone after the fact that you are actually a home mechanic and that you're passionate about your craft. This also doesn't require a heat gun. Another pro about the electrical tape. See, get this around a little bit. This one's just about done right here. Boom, that can no longer ground on anything except for right there, but that's very unlikely. So now, to fix the part that John messed up, this is a technique I don't usually use. Get your knife, cut the piece off. That way you're not dealing with the huge, less wieldy roll. And you just kind of get in there, and then you, oh shoot. This is why I don't usually do this technique. Oh man. Oh shoot. Oh man. Well, the good news is you don't have to use all the tape. And that was your Carfoolery electrical tape moment. As much as it hurts me to do this, I think for resale value, we're gonna have to get rid of the rally tape. Fuck, now we're gonna have to clean all that shit up too. Damn it, that does not. Damn it! Battery's connected. Job done! Right?
Yep.
Next up, check oil. It's really dark, but it is perfectly full. Oil has been in here for 10 months. I'm stoked right now. Next up, now that the fan works, figure out why the car feels like it's trying to kill you?
Yep. Why is the spring purple?
Because they're aftermarket. But it's not on coilovers, it just has aftermarket springs.
She's got some wiggle.
Where are we wiggling? Oh. It seems to be that the wheel bearing is completely fucked. Yeah.
Yep. Holy fuck.
That explains everything. Yeah, so how much do you think that's gonna cost and how hard is it gonna be to replace? Because we can't sell it like that. So I called AutoZone, he called O'Reilly's, and what did you find? 57?
A hub assembly for $57.99.
Gotcha. But that's looking a lot like what we're gonna have to do, which means I'm moving on to the next project. Now, if you've seen our previous videos with the 240 POSX, you know that the oil filter has been an area of complete dismay, tragedy, frustration, pain, suffering. So let's see if when I put this one on, this engine, if I didn't over tighten it. Fuck. It's really on there, but I think I'm loosening it. Fuck. I fucking hate this car. Someone's gonna love it.
Ain't gonna be us.
No, it's not. We're done loving it. So, not only did I get the cheapest filter, I also got the cheapest oil I could get. This is STP garbage mileage 10W30. This is the red bottle, which means it's for high mileage. This takes us neatly to our episode's carfoolery top tier, top tip. So I have the drain plug off of the car. The oil is still draining. So what we're gonna do is while it's still draining, I'm gonna pour just a little bit in, and that's gonna get a bunch of the excess dirty oil flushed out of there. So that way when we fill it up with the clean stuff, it's highly concentrated with just clean magic instead of the black soot that it used to have in it. This is the cheapest oil filter you can get at AutoZone. And if you remember, this is what the oil filter that was on it when we very first started working on the car. So whoever had this before us was living a life of saving money. So we're just taking it back to how it used to be. Pouring oil without a funnel is just something you gotta learn after years and years of being a car enthusiast. Shit, I don't know how much oil it's supposed to take. Well, it needs more than what I put in, so. John, I think it's time we cue the music and montage our way to our local AutoZone.
Okay, and then Arbor Freight, because I need gloves.
And the coffee shop.
And the coffee shop, because we need caffeine.
Yeah. To the Integromobile. Let's do this. We are back. This is all of our spoils. Well, some of our spoils. Gloves from Harbor Freight, a breaker bar for John. We ordered the wheel bearing assembly. So that will not be getting done today. You're just gonna pop this sucker off of here?
I think I'll be able to. It's just a lot of screws.
It's just old and shitty?
A lot of screws.
Is it old and shitty, or is it just engineered ridiculously?
So the bolts come in backward. I'm gonna be the first to say if they went in forward, there'd be plenty of room. Yeah, going backwards.
I see what you did here.
Hey, you like that?
The rotor's on backwards to be the new lever arm, pull surface.
I'm beating the shit out of this thing for a while, and it appears to be doing something because the dust shield's loose now. It looks like it literally just gets pinched by the bearing.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're only a few whacks away from this thing hitting the ground and breaking the rotor.
Cool.
Here we go. Now all we have to do is press the freaking hub out of the bearing carrier. I hate Nissans.
Rust?
Oh, yeah. Gross.
It is the most complicated looking wheel hub housing thing I think I've ever seen. So I think another thing that I would like to happen before the car goes up on the open market, if you come around here you can see that the battery seems to be oozing a little bit, and I have to repaint all this stuff and figure out what's going on. Kind of annoyed about that.
That's good.
Job well done. Alright, I know I could save money by not putting actual coolant into the cooling system, but I do want to sell this car with a clear conscience. So I did buy actual antifreeze. This isn't 50-50. I'm gonna put like the whole freaking thing in it, so it's gonna have real coolant in it. And I'm kind of glad I did, because the stuff that came out of it was kind of nasty. So just for proof that I care about the people I sell cars to, because it only happens once a decade. Me selling the car. Here's your proof. I will put $10 worth of coolant into the car. So now that everything is basically done that we can do, the only thing left to do on the Nissan besides waiting on the part for the wheel bearing, is to take the transmission off to grease the what? Pilot bearing, because we fucked up and didn't do that last time. So John just went under the car. What did you find, John?
Your transmission drain plug was leaking perfectly good fluid. So that's cool. The bell housing bolts are not all tight. So we fucked that up. And
you know, this car only did like 600 miles. There we go. We got it?
1 out of 6.
Woo! We decided that we needed to take a break with Oakshire lager beer. Maple bars. So we're gonna get drunk and sugar high, and we're just gonna crank the rest of the workout on this thing, aren't we? Oh, this was the move to make. Now we don't have to go anywhere. We can just get drunk and eat this and work on cars together.
Shitty fucking Nissans, like usual.
John, even though the car is in pieces right now, basically posted the car for sale on Facebook.
Just said, is anyone interested in a clean-ish, stock-ish manual 240? And I've had everyone out of the woodwork, just from all angles,
Yeah.
asking me about it.
Yeah.
And people I like not even just random fuckboys.
Drive line out. You know what that means, John?
Train.
Beer number 2, 3, whatever it is. Cheers. All right. Okay. All right, dude. This is a family program. Porsche John wouldn't have done that. Only GTR John does shit like that.
This is a shout out to you, Porsche John. Keep being awesome. Keep hill climbing that thing. Maybe that's just the beer talking.
So the plan was to just reuse the transmission fluid, but I don't like that enough. So guess the new owner is gonna also get a new thing of transmission fluid. Shit. It's been a lot of work. This is where we're at right now. As you can see, the fucking transmission's on the ground! You know what that means, John? Do you know what that fucking means?
You're welcome.
And beer number 4!
So I'm sticking my finger in your crank, and I've stuffed her full of grease. And then I've taken the shaft, and I've covered that in grease here as well.
Oh.
And so now all we have to do is put the shaft in the hole. I think I'm out of sexual innuendos.
It's 1:10 in the morning. My voice sounds like shit. You look like shit. You probably feel like shit. Your shirt is fucked. I mean, most importantly, we put the transmission back on after greasing the important thing.
Right. It was.
That's done.
Yeah.
That whole thing's done. This thing is literally just missing that wheel bearing, and then it's ready for me to detail it, and then we are posting pictures of it online, and it will be sold within 10 days of that moment. And I'm excited to drive it again, because I feel like it's going to drive really fucking nice now.
It's gonna drive it basically the same way it did, except it's not gonna try to kill you every once in a while.
And it won't go when you push the clutch in.
Yeah, but that was just an audible thing, didn't really affect anything.
I mean, it made it feel like a complete dumpster fire.
That's a good point. It won't feel like that anymore.
Yeah, that's how that went. And who knows what the next shot of the video is going to be.